Good afternoon, friends and traders. I am Dan Hodgman. Welcome to the market recap. It is Monday, July 26th. I hope you guys have all had a great weekend. Quiet day so far. We know this is the big, heavy earnings week. We're going to start to see them rolling in here this afternoon. We should see Tesla. We got Facebook this week. We've got Amazon this week. We've got Microsoft, Alphabet. We've got them all coming in. So it's going to be a wild, wild week, but it's a Monday, so we're starting a little slow here. You've got crude oil opened up basically at settlement price, worked its way to Friday's low, rallied right back up to settlement price, going to end the day relatively unchanged here. Now, S&P 500 opened up at settlement price as well, creeped a little bit higher, went and checked some highs, and it's holding up there right now. Maybe feeling positive about some of the earnings coming out this week. Nasdaq, on the other hand, basically floated from settlement price today to overnight high, back to settlement price, back to overnight high, back to settlement price, back to overnight high. Really, really a tight range. We're trading about 17, 18 points above settlement price. So quiet day in the Nasdaq. Gold, on the other hand, opened up a little bit away from settlement, rotated to settlement, continued down lower, checked those overnight lows, and right now holding just barely underneath them. Where on the flip side, you've got the euro. Had a nice grind higher today off the equity open. As soon as the equity opened, euros popped, moved through the overnight highs, and overnight highs showed a little bit of support once they came back and got checked once again. And the 10-year note, pretty quiet there as well today. Pretty much opened up at settlement, moved up and down about 2 or 3 ticks, and we're going to end the day here, looks like, about 2 ticks below that settlement price. This is a quiet day. S&P 500, under 1 million contracts. Nasdaq, under 400,000 contracts. 10-year note, right at 1 million contracts traded. So really, really low volume day. Everyone's kind of holding out for what's to come the rest of this week. So please just be prepared and be patient. We're going to see some big moves. We're going to see things happening. You want to be able to take advantage of those. So my advice to you is when things are quiet, when we're seeing it like this, just being patient, waiting for the big news to come out. And when that news does come out, if you're trading around those areas, keep it small. Downsize a little bit, right? It's not often we get to expect when volatility is going to hit. We usually see volatility hit when we're not totally 100% prepared for it. We know during the big earnings week like this week, we're going to see volatility. You're going to see a lot of information coming out pretty often every day this week, and we're going to touch on those every day this week. You're going to see the earnings. So be prepared for that and be patient for it. So that's what I got. Let's go ahead, take a look at our charts here, see what's happened today, see where the opportunity was, if there was any opportunity to be had. We'll find it. We'll take a look at that. I do want to say hello to everyone first. Brian, good to see you. Norman, Sean, George, Bill. Sean, happy birthday. Top step, one question. Do existing customers get the rewards or only promos going to attract new customers into the combine? Sean, I'll be completely honest with you. I have not taken a close look at what exactly is going on there. I'll get some information for you. I'll come back tomorrow to let you know exact specifics on that. But yes, definitely 30%. And like I said, I'll take a quick glance, or I'll get some information on that this afternoon and report back tomorrow. With that, Mr. Shine's Mystery Channel, good to see you. Ange, good to see you as well. Like I said, let's go ahead and take a look at these charts here and see what's happened so far today. As always, we're going to start with our crude oil market. Crude oil, like I said, we're really in a holding pattern, right? We haven't moved outside of a range for the last 3 days, give or take. So one thing I like to do when I start to see the markets trading like this, I like to take and place a little profile over that entire range we've been trading to get an idea of what exactly is going on. And this helps me frame out a little bit higher time frame on a channel I can pay attention to. Well, point of control, value area high, value area low, has not changed much over the last couple days. So to me, that's going to be extremely important watching this range. This range floats from, we'll call it $72 down to $71.50. That was today's range. Let's go ahead and remove this so we can see today a little bit clearer. So today's range, settlement price was $72.07, right where we're trading, just below where we're trading right now. This market, like I said, we opened up at settlement. Settlement rejected that price. We came right down to Friday's value area low, moved through it a little bit right after the equity open, but recovered pretty quickly. Settlement held, pushed this market right back up to just shy of that opening high, more near the overnight highs. Really a tight range here. There's a lot of concerns of what's going on. You're starting to see American Airlines right now throwing some caution out there, basically saying, hey, we're going to start to see a decrease in supply of oil and gas. So pilots, they're telling their pilots to start to conserve a little bit when they're flying, just to be prepared. So are we going to see that type of stuff start to hit this crude oil market? Are we going to see it start to push up again, get back to that 76 mark we saw just a couple weeks ago? That's what I'm really going to be paying attention to. I want to keep an eye on that information and on that news to see what kind of effect it's going to have on this crude oil market. And speaking of paying attention to news, that's going to be part of tomorrow's Coach's Playbook topic. We're going to dive into how to do some research and what websites or what places to follow, who to follow, and how to do a little bit of homework and digging into those sources that you're following. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Time for the Coach's Playbook. Next, let's look at the S&P 500. Another, like I said, really a tight day across the board. Settlement price on this mark was 4403, which is basically today's value area low. I think value area low is just below. This market opened up at settlement price. Kind of held out. Did not get directional one way or the other. And no news is good news for the equity market. We're not seeing anything rolling in throughout the day. Hard to argue taking the long side on a quiet news day. But again, our earnings are going to start rolling in here this week, going to have a bigger effect. So to me, I'm sitting on my hands today. It was a really quiet day. I didn't see a huge surge of opportunity. I'm watching volume and recognizing volume's extremely low right now. I'm holding out, waiting for some bigger opportunity. If you're looking for opportunity today, off the open, we broke right down to Friday's value or point of control. And as you guys know, that's our key area to pay attention to. Look for some sort of opportunity. We got down to point of control off the open, pushed higher from there. It started to show a little rejection right off the open, broke down a little bit, pushed higher, and this market went and marked some new highs. Now, Nasdaq, again, it's kind of tough. There's not a lot really presenting opportunity here. Really quiet day for both these equity markets. Nasdaq, we floated between Friday's value area high and Friday's point of control / today's settlement price. That's what I have. Settlement price was $15,098. So basically right at yesterday or Friday's point of control. That's the channel. If you're trading this, like I said, really tight ranges. We're 23 points up from settlement price right now. So really a tight range, which is something we haven't seen a whole lot of when it comes to trading the Nasdaq. Next, taking a look at the gold market. Gold opened up this morning nicely. But here's what we're paying attention to. The last few days, we've seen this market reject this 1808 price. It held back last week, beginning of last week, end of the prior week. That 1808 was showing a little bit of support. Markets pressed below it. And then we started to see 1808 start to create a little bit of resistance as the market got up above it. Market opened up right at 1808, broke down to settlement price of 1801.80. From there, continued lower. And how about that? We worked both sides of Friday's value area, and that's what we love to see. Those are chances, those are opportunities, those are locations we're looking for entries / exits. That's where we look for opportunity. Next, we're going to take a look at the euro. Again, relatively quiet day in some of these markets here, but the euro continued its overnight trend to the upside. Here's where we're going to start to pay attention to 118.38. 118.38 up above. We've seen this market react really nicely multiple times at this price. Remember why we got this level up here? This was a prior unchecked point of control. Is it going to attract volume once again? Is this market in the overnight going to continue working higher? Do we see it trade up above it? Not just an unchecked point of control. It was also a swing high from last week where we saw a huge opportunity. So to me, we're seeing this market working its way higher. Here's where there's going to be some hesitation, right? We've seen it reject multiple times right around 118.12. Now, you got the overnight opportunity. You were able to maybe catch that short. As we opened up, we showed a little bit of weakness in a market that is showing a trend higher. We can start to look for an opportunity to be long here, right? We're not instantly always looking at a reversal. Market showing trend in the overnight. We're outside of the prior day's range. Here's a chance for a market to trend in the direction it's going. So we can look for a long here and we can say, A, I'm going to get my out up at 118.12, or B, I'm going to pay attention to momentum. I'm going to pay attention to volume and see if that order flow is going to continue to push this market higher. So if you got in on that trade and you're out at 118.12, good on you. Great trade. Probably more my style. You guys know me. I like to look for key levels for entry and exit. If not, if you were able to hold on to that trade, you recognize that momentum, you recognize the volume coming in, we press that market higher and you were able to stay in that trade. Great freaking job. Next, let's look at the 10-year note. Quiet day. Very quiet day. Settlement price in this market was 134.05 half, 134.05 half, which is just below today's value area, settlement just below today's value area low. So this market opened up, moved back towards settlement price. What is one of the key indicators we are looking at when it comes to trading the treasuries? We're watching, we're paying attention to yields. Yields are slightly down right now, but we saw a little volatility on them earlier, and now you're starting to see money come out of these risk-off scenarios, waiting for possible volatility in the equity markets with earnings coming. Here's breaking news. Tesla reports more than $1 billion in net income during Q2, up tenfold from 1 year ago. We'll look at that here a little bit closer in just a moment. So anyhow, this market floated right around settlement price. Really not a ton of opportunity. Maybe you're catching a buy at settlement and seeing if it'd bounce, picking up a few ticks, but truthfully, not a whole lot of opportunity in this market either. Relatively quiet Monday across the board, and that's not a bad thing. Summertime Mondays, in my opinion, those are days you want to kind of take it a little bit easier. You take it slow. Most traders that I know, bigger on the institutional side, tend to not be around on Mondays whatsoever. They get back in on Tuesdays. That's been in my experience my whole life. So something I always think about in summertime on Mondays. Okay, so a couple things going on. First and foremost, we'll start with, why don't we go ahead and start looking at some of our stocks that we like to pay attention to. We'll start with Airbnb. We're starting to see a little bit more life in this one. This one is up to $142. We haven't seen it up above 140 in a little while. Remember, we're long that at 148 from the first of the year. The next one we'll take a look at is that wild and crazy Bitcoin. And man, oh man, what did we see last night? We saw that gap open. Market continued on higher, pushed up above 40,000 today, just barely. And right now we're trading 38,290. Still an extremely volatile futures product there, but definitely a fun product to be watching. Other stocks, you got Tesla getting a little volatile right now. Tesla ended the day right around $657, but in aftermarket hours, I think it popped up to about $673. We're going to still see a lot more volatility in this one as this earnings stuff continues to play out when we see things get going again here tonight. Next, we've got AMC. Green day on AMC as well, $40 there. GameStop, another green day. GameStop is up to $183 a share, up about 2% here today. So those are some of the stocks that we tend to like to keep our eyes on. Always fun and enjoyable to watch. If you are day trading them, same principles apply, right? Be cautious, be patient, continue to track them, and make sure we're being smart about the trades that we are taking on them. Now, let's go ahead and look at the calendar for this week. Tomorrow, you've got durable goods, 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Consumer confidence, 9 a.m. Central Time. Throughout this week, you're going to have the big ones are going to be GDP jobless claims on Thursday. You're going to have the FOMC announcement tomorrow, not an FOMC statement, but an announcement, or not tomorrow, on Tuesday, along with Jerome Powell speaking a little bit after that. I'm sure there's going to be some talk about inflation and things of that nature. So be patient. Keep your eyes on that one. And that's always, those are always fun times to be trading and active in these markets. All right. And continuing on calendars and things to pay attention to, earnings. That is the big talk this week. Those are the ones we're going to be paying attention to. All right, so Tesla beats on earnings per share. $1.45 earning per share. Revenue beats on revenue. We're looking at $11.9 billion in revenue. They're expecting $11.5. Lockheed Martin beats on revenue, miss on earnings per share. Those are our two big dogs here today. But that's just getting going because this week's going to be big. Tomorrow, you're going to see the real big dogs start rolling in. You got Apple coming in. You got Microsoft coming in. You got Google coming in. Visa, UPS, United Parcel Service is coming in. Raytheon, Starbucks, 3M, GE. And that's just tomorrow. Most of those will be in the afternoon, but tomorrow morning, UPS will be tomorrow morning, so will Raytheon as well as GE. We also have Wednesday, you're going to have Facebook, PayPal, Pfizer. That'll be an interesting one. McDonald's, Qualcomm, Boeing. So a number coming in on Wednesday. And how about Thursday? You got Amazon coming in on Thursday, MasterCard, Comcast, T-Mobile, American Tower, S&P Global, just to name a few. It's going to be a very big week. And then Friday, we start peeling it back a little bit, but you still got Berkshire Hathaway. That's coming in on Friday. Procter & Gamble, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Caterpillar. So a ton of big names coming in all this week. Ricardo, I see your question. So nothing in the schedule I'm supposed to be cash out. I assume you mean things to be flat for. Just to double check, I will verify actual schedule of things to be flat for. Just to note, tomorrow is the last day for August crude oil. We should all be in September anyhow. Gold will be starting to roll from August to December tomorrow. Crude oil inventories on Wednesday, you got to be flat for. Okay, I must be reading something wrong here. It's saying FOMC statement is, I might be off. I thought it was just an announcement, not a statement on Tuesday or Wednesday. I will clarify that. We'll get back to you exactly on specifics of that one. And then Thursday, nat gas inventories. All right, lastly, let's go ahead and take a look at this date in history and get the heck on out of here. First one up, this day in 1775, the U.S. postal system was established. I think they started on riding the ponies. And then I think I had one other one. Yes, 1908, the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, was founded as well. So that's what I got on this date in history, and that's what I got for us here today. John will be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Time with the market forecast, and again at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Make sure you guys join us for Coach's Playbook as we take a look at doing a little bit of homework, looking at who we follow for information, some of those sources, and how to vet those sources out a little bit. Make sure you're getting, you're following the people that are going to be beneficial for you. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. I look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.